Let me open up with Grayson. Will be out 3 to 6 weeks. We've spent the last 5 days rehabbing, meeting with our doctors and getting their expertise that if he could play, he suffered a foot injury in the third quarter of the Appalachian State game. And we spent the last 5 days seeing if he could play. If he could, what was the chance of him hurting himself worse, and the risk for him to play is just too great right now. So he'll be out 3 to 6 weeks.
And with those words, welcome to the Coach and Crew Show. I am your host, Charlie Kraus. And you saw the breaking news there, Batman, that Grayson McCall is out 3 to 6 weeks and will not be the starter. Now, whether it's going to be Jared Guess or more than likely Bryce Carpenter at least start the game, and the percent of each who's going to play in this to be determined. And coaching staff probably has their guesses now for what they'd like to achieve and put each other in strengthening positions and just to make it all work out best.
One of the reasons, obviously he came back is for the opportunity to play, with this team and be a part of it again. And so it's not like he's not started. It's not like he's not been involved with that. Jared hadn't played as much, obviously. Played a little bit earlier this year, but he's somebody that we believe in as well. But having Bryce that's played in big games gives our team confidence. But I know our team's got confidence in Jared as well. I know they have confidence in each other, and we'll play it out. Obviously, this.
So that seems to be taking the whole storyline away from what the storyline should have been of the week. The storyline going into the game should have been Coastal Carolina wins, they win the Sun Belt East. Southern Miss wins, they are bowl eligible. That should have been the storyline. But obviously when you lose your two-time conference MVP quarterback, that's going to steal the headlines. Just because. It is. Coach staff has known about this for a few days now. They've had chances to put some plans in place. They were hoping for the best, but at the end of the day, 3 to 6 weeks is 3 to 6 weeks. That might push Grayson out until the Sun Belt Championship game, assuming Coastal's playing for it. It might put him out to the bowl game. It might put him out beyond bowl game because if he still hasn't healed in time, which is ironic because it's a lower leg injury. That's the deal. All right, let's talk Southern Miss because that's the game in front of us. That's the game that matters. It's senior day. It's military appreciation day. And Southern Miss blitz heavy. They lead the conference in sacks. Southern Miss also leads the conference in tackles for losses.
We're just kind of focused really. They like to blitz more than any other team on first, second, third, or fourth down. So we kind of got to be on the same page with the O-line to be able to pick up the blitzers and protect Bryce and or Jared, whoever's in the game, because we can't afford to let anybody loose and possibility of losing another quarterback.
They're good. And so they do a great job of pressuring the quarterback, and they can do that by bringing pressure, or they can do that with just their front four. That's how they get a lot of sacks. And then two, they do a lot of different looks and movement. They do quite a bit of that.
Assuming they can figure out how to stop multiple blitzes on multiple downs, then Coastal should be able to put themselves in position to find some W's and find some good play opportunities, because other stats tend to favor Coastal Carolina if you look at the comparison between the two of their offense and defensive numbers and what matches up with what. So what are we going to expect Saturday night on ESPNU or in person if you're there? And if you're there, again, if you see me, say hey. I'll gladly say hello to you, and we can have a quick conversation. So what are we expecting? I'm expecting Aaron Bedgood. I'm expecting the weapon, Jared Brown. I'm expecting Reese White. I'm expecting C.J. Beasley all to step up. And then, you know what? It's senior day. The seniors, time for you. Well, it's always been time for you, but one last go at it in front of Brooks, in front of the home crowd. Have yourself a game. That's what I'm hoping happens. Offensive, everybody else, you're not going to replace Grayson, okay? That's not the formula. But that famous scene in Moneyball where you take the stats and divide it by the players, that's what you do. That stuff works. So how do you, he produces X, how do you get X out of everybody else? Everybody else has to equal X. You do that, and then that's the formula for victory. They want to run the ball. Southern Miss does. They haven't really been able to run the ball as much as they want all year. And they've got the son of a legend, Frank Gore, as their running back. Frank Gore Jr. is their running back. Put all that formula together, and Coastal should find themselves clinching the East Championship and having more than likely it'll be a destiny with Troy, but maybe still South Alabama with a couple of games remaining. Comment below, what are your thoughts on this weekend? How you think it's going to play out? What are you hoping you see given the situations? And we're not going to have a pity party because that's the last thing Grayson would want is a pity party. He's going to want to come out and see that team cheer on a victory as well. And hopefully he can put himself through what the trainers are hoping to do, rest up, doctor clears him, and we can see him in a couple of weeks. So what are your thoughts on the weekend? I think it's still going to be a good weekend once we get through the once Nicole's done with her stuff real quick, we can hopefully have a dry weekend as well. So Sean Sub, thanks for watching. Please subscribe and comment below.